Welcome back to the channel, Anthology fans. My name is Coach, and on this episode of Card Anthology, we'll be going over the first large set of the new block that followed the Invasion block. This set was the 24th official expansion set of the franchise and would follow the Apocalypse expansion set. So, with that being said, let us begin the episode over the expansion set known as Odyssey. The Odyssey expansion was released on October 1st, 2001. It was led by lead designer Mark Rosewater, along with Michael Denai, Richard Garfield, William Jockish, and Henry Stern. Randy Buehler led the development team along with Mike Elliott, with designers Michael Denai, William Jockish, and Henry Stern. Ron Spears and Dana Knutson were the art directors for this expansion set. Odyssey had a total of 350 cards with 110 commons, 110 uncommons, and 110 rares, with 20 basic lands. The symbol of Odyssey was that of the Mirari, which was an ancient artifact of immense power. Odyssey was sold in 15 card booster packs, 75 card tournament decks, fat packs, and 4 pre-constructed theme decks, which were the white and blue liftoff deck, the red and green 1-2 punch deck, the black and red pressure cooker deck, and the blue and green Trounce-O-Matic deck. As far as themes and mechanics, Odyssey introduced the keyword flashback, which allowed players to replay instants and sorceries one more time for its flashback cost. Odyssey also had Threshold, which had a bonus effect if the controller had 7 or more cards in the graveyard, and this was the first set to have cards with various protections, such as all colors, as seen with the card Iridescent Angel, protection from creatures seen in Beloved Chaplain, protection from enchantments as seen in Tattoo Ward, and protection from instants and sorceries as seen in Devoted Caretaker. Aside from the Graveyard Matters themes, this also had token creatures due to a number of cards being token generators and many cards with activated abilities involving discarding cards and sacrificing permanents. The storyline of the Odyssey expansion is set on the continent of Otaria on the devastated plain of Dominaria a century after the events of Apocalypse. Different factions exist in the storyline, such as the desert-based group called the Order, the underwater Mer Empire, the barbarian and dwarven group of the Pardic Mountains, and the centaurs, druids, and other creatures of the Crosan Forest, with a sinister organization known as the Cabal controlling most of the land and the wealth. The story also deals with the character Kamal as he attempts to make a name for himself in Otario, and also deals with how the artifact, the Mirari, is affecting key people within the plot. There are a total of 15 true cycles and 3 vertical cycles. The first cycle we will mention is the cycle known as the Land Auras, which are enchant lands that confer an activated ability. The land auras were Animal Boneyard, Chamber of Manipulation, Caustic Tar, Steam Vines, and Squirrel Nest. The next cycle were called the Spheres, which were uncommon enchantments with the ability to reduce 2 points of total damage that would be dealt to its controller by a source of a specific color. The Spheres were Sphere of Truth, Sphere of Reason, Sphere of Grace, Sphere of Law, and Sphere of Duty. There was the cycle known as the Shrines, which were rare enchantments with 3 converted mana. It had a triggered ability that when a spell had been cast, it has an effect related to the number of cards with the same name that are in the graveyard. The shrines are Aven Shrine, Cephalid Shrine, Cabal Shrine, Dwarven Shrine, and Nantuk Shrine. Other cycles part of the Odyssey expansion included Burst, Desires, Hounds, Lurgoys, Rites, Sacklands, Threshold Lands, Atogs, Gold Spells, and Eggs. The last true cycle were the Filter Lands, which were rare lands with the effect of paying generic mana, tapping, and adding a combination of allied colors. The Filter Lands were Skycloud Expanse, Darkwater Catacombs, Shadowblood Ridge, Mossfire Valley, and Sungrass Prairie. 3 vertical cycles were contained within this expansion. There were the Thought Beasts, which were blue creatures with flying that reduced the controller's maximum hand size. These consisted of Thought Nibbler, Thought Eater, and Thought Devourer. The Punisher spells were red instant spells that targeted opponents and gave them 2 unfavorable options, with one being direct damage. The Punisher spells were Blazing Salva, Lava Blister, and Molten Influence. You also had 2 matched pairs within the expansion. Pilgrim of Justice and Pilgrim of Virtue were both clerics with protection from an enemy color of white and an activated ability costing 1 white mana, sacrificing himself in order to prevent damage from an enemy color. The other matched pair was between Aven Smokeweaver and Treetop Sentinel, which were both 2/3 bird soldiers with flying and protection from an enemy color of the color blue. When it comes to true and functional reprints, you had the true reprints such as Anarchist, which was printed in the Exodus expansion, Buried Alive first being printed in the Weatherlight expansion, Overrun first being printed in the Tempest set, and Gravedigger, which was first printed in the Portal set and last seen in 7th edition. The functional reprints had cards like Avon Fisher playing like Kingfisher from Urza's Destiny, Battle Strain acting like Heat of Battle from Stronghold, Dusk Imp which plays the same as Moaning Spirit from Portal 2nd Age, and Leaf Dancer, which was a functional reprint of Cat Warriors from Legends. While the set overall was considered to be somewhat powerful, this set also had mixed reception because it mostly forced players to play Magic with the graveyard in mind. However, it is noted that this expansion established the graveyard as a relevant zone of the game. This was noted by Star City Games writer Abe Sargent. Abe Sargent also listed the cards Wild Mongrel, Psychotog, Upheaval, and Roar the Worm as being good cards from this expansion. Another Star City Games writer, D. Graham, listed Braid's Cabal Minion and the other card Entomb as tournament worthy. Wild Mongrel was a 2/2 green creature that had the ability to discard a card from your hand to give Wild Mongrel +1/+1 and become the color of your choice until the end of turn. Psychotog was a 1/2 black and blue creature that had the ability to gain +1/+1 from either discarding a card from your hand or removing 2 cards in your graveyard from the game. The card Upheaval was a blue sorcerer card that read return all permanents to their owner's hand. Roar of the Worm was a green sorcerer card that read put a 6/6 green worm creature token into play with a flashback cost of 3 and 1 green mana. Braid's Cabal Minion was a 2/2 black legendary human with the effect of making each player at their upkeep sacrifice an artifact, creature, or land. You also had the black instant card Entomb, which will let you search for a card in your library and put it into your graveyard. Other cards that would later affect other formats were cards such as Petrified Field, which was a land card that had the ability to tap for 1 colorless mana to go into your mana pool, and tapping and sacrificing to return a target land from your graveyard to your hand. Patron Wizard was a 2/2 blue creature that had the ability to tap an untapped wizard you control in order to counter a target spell unless the controller pays 1 generic mana. Squirrel Mob was a 2/2 green creature with the ability to get +1/+1 for each other squirrel in play. Deserted Temple was another land card with the ability to tap to get 1 colorless mana into your mana pool and to pay 1 and tap this card in order to untap target land. The last card we will mention is the blue sorcery card known as Time Stretch. This card simply read, target player takes 2 extra turns after this one. A sealed booster box of the Odyssey expansion set is worth around $225. So that is all you need to know about the Odyssey expansion set. I hope y'all enjoyed the episode, and if you did, be sure to hit that like button and share this video with your friends, along with dropping a comment to start up a discussion about the expansion overall. Be sure to also click that subscribe button to get the latest video updates and view more videos such as this one. Make sure you check out 5 Color Combo to download their app and check out their website for more stuff MTG. While you're there, be sure to use the code thecardbazaar to get a 5% discount on your total purchases. And be sure to also follow us on Twitter by going to @thecardbazaarcc and see what we're up to in our social media life. Our next episode will be over the expansion Torment, so be on the lookout for that episode in the future. This is Coach, signing out, and I will see you all next time.